Hello
You think
everyone.
I'd be your
Welcome
coach,
to
right?
another Honkai Star Rail video.
This place
After
is
the
different
recent
from the
Honkai Star Rail 1.1 livestream, Hoyoverse has revealed everything that is coming to version 1.1, and I will just give you a condensed version of all of that. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about are the new characters that we'll be getting in version 1.1. We're getting a total of 3 new characters, 2 5 stars and a 4 star. The 5 stars being Silverwolf and Locha, and the 4 star being Wukong. Silverwolf is a 5-star quantum character belonging to the Nihility path. Her skill can inflict a weakness on an enemy of a random type that matches one of the ally types. So basically, if you have a character of a specific type that the enemy is not weak to, then Silverwolf has a chance of inflicting that weakness upon that enemy. Her talent, Awaiting System Response, inflicts the enemy with a bug which either reduces their attack, defense, or speed randomly. Her technique, Force Quit Program, when used in the overworld to enter battle, will just inflict Weakness Break on all enemies. And since Silverwolf is quantum, the Weakness Break effect will be the quantum one as well. Silverwolf's ultimate is called User Band, and it deals damage as well as has a high chance of inflicting defense shred on the enemy as well. Next character is Locha, who is a 5-star imaginary character following the Path of Abundance. Locha's skill, Prayer of Abyss Flower, heals a single ally upon casting. If an ally's HP falls below a certain percentage, Locha's skill will automatically trigger and heal them without consuming a skill point. This, however, has a cooldown of certain number of turns before it can be used again. Upon unlocking a special trace, it will also cleanse a debuff from that ally. Locha's ultimate, called Death Wish, deals imaginary damage to all enemies and also removes one buff from every enemy as well. His talent, Cycle of Life, allows him to gain a stack of Abyss Flower whenever he uses his skill or ultimate. When he gains 2 stacks of Abyss Flower, he will unleash his special field, which will allow all allies to restore HP whenever they attack for a set number of turns. And after unlocking another special trace, whenever an ally attacks, your other ally's HP will also be restored as long as the enemy is within the field. When Locha uses his technique, Mercy of a Fool, in the overworld, then after you enter the next battle, his field will automatically be cast at the start of the battle. The next character is Wukong, who is a 4-star imaginary character following the Path of Harmony. When her skill Emboldening Salvo is used, the attack of all allies will be increased for 2 turns. The technique is basically just like Yalan's technique in Genshin. It allows her to run fast, and also after you use it and enter battle, she will gain 2 stacks of her skill, basically meaning you'll just get an attack boost right off the start of the battle. Her talent makes it so that when you use her basic attack, the toughness reducing damage of the next attack is increased. It has a cooldown of a set number of turns before it can be used again. Her ultimate, Divine Kestrel, deals imaginary damage to a single target. It will also buff the entire party's crit rate and crit damage if a Roaring Bowstring stack is active. We're also going to be getting a free Wukong in version 1.2 by completing certain in-game events, which they will probably be announcing later, I guess. So now let's talk about the banners in version 1.1. In version 1.1, first half, the banner will be Silverwolf's banner called Contract Zero. It will have Silverwolf as the rate of 5-star, and Dunhang, Asta, and Serval as the rate of 4 stars. The Lightcone banner will be Silverwolf's signature Lightcone, Incessant Rain. And the second half banner will have Locha as the 5-star rate of character, and on his banner we're going to have Pella, Qingque, and Wukong as the rate of 4 stars. And the Lightcone banner will be Locha's signature Lightcone, Echoes of the Coffin. Now let's talk about the events. The first major event is going to be the Silverwolf themed Star Hunt game. It's going to give you Tracks of Destiny, Stellar Jade, along with other resources. You will also be able to get the 4-star Lightcone before the tutorial mission begins, along with its special materials in order to superimposition it to level 5. In this event, you're basically gonna have to run around finding graffiti that Silverwolf left over at a space station. This event also gives you some special designs that after you collect, you can use them on the surfaces in-game and you can take pictures with them. The next event is the Everwinter City Museum Ledger of Curiosity. This event gives you stellar jades and different resources along with the Tracks of Destiny and it also gives you a self-modeling resin. So it is a very rare and important item. This event is basically going to be, I think it's just going to be running around the museum trying to find whoever stole the exhibit. And it's also going to be a sort of a management type thing, I guess, where you run the museum. After the event is over, the museum will become a permanent feature of the game, and you can just come back here anytime you want. Next event is called the Stellar Flare, which also gives stellar jades, tracks of destiny, and other resources, and it also gives the relic salvage material that you get from salvaging relics. I forget what they're called. It's basically a fighting type event similar to Forgotten Halls, but with some extra mechanics and some trial characters as well. Next we have the Calyx Overflow event, where you're going to get double drops from Calyx, Golden and Crimson Calyxes. The next event is called Lab Assistance in Position, which by the looks of it looks like you have to probably beat up some bosses or something. I'm not entirely sure, but the design looks like it's going to be some big bosses that you're going to have to beat up in order to get stellar jades and other materials. Next we have some story missions. We're gonna get companion missions for Silverwolf, Yangqing, Rocha, and Bailu. Sadly, we're not getting any main story quest in 1.1. It is what it is. Next, we're going to be discussing some of the quality of life changes that are coming in version 1.1. From version 1.1, when you need an enemy mat for ascending or leveling up traces and stuff, you can simply select it and find the enemy on the map and teleport directly to the nearest space warp to the location of the enemy. The enemy will also be marked on the map, and after killing that enemy, the next location of that enemy will also be marked automatically. After you have killed all of the enemies on that map, you can pinpoint the location of that enemy on other maps as well, and you can continue to do this repeatedly until all of those types of enemies in every map has been defeated for the day. There is also going to be another change where you might randomly have trotters drop in when you are fighting overworld enemies. Unfortunately, these trotters won't give you stellar jades like the ones that are available at the moment. However, defeating these trotters before they run away will give you extra materials, which are always helpful. Version 1.1 will also add a friend chat function that you can now use to chat with your friends in game. And finally, version 1.1 will also have a login event, which will give you 10 free summons on the event banners. Holy! We got a 10-pull 7-day login event in Genshin for their first year anniversary. Here we just getting it off the rip in 1.1. Okay, so that's pretty much it for everything that was shared in the 1.1 live stream. If I missed anything, then please do let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video or found this helpful, then please do leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to this channel. Well, that'll be all for this one. See you all in the next one.